So guys, in this video tutorial, we will be learning about layers. We will be seeing that how layers affect our game. So if you want to create layers or change layers, then you have to go to your this panel. You can see that layers is being here. So if you click on that layer, you can see for this game we have three type of layers, that is background. So let's zoom that. Go there. So if you go with this layer, you can see there is an option of three layers, that is background, game, and UI. So there are three types of layers, and you can see there is a locking system here. One is being locked, that is background is being locked, and game and UI is not being unlocked. So you can see at this portion, at the right hand side of your layers, you can see 0, 1, 2 as the name, as the number is being acquired by these layers. So you can call either it with this name, UI, game, or background, or you can call it with 0, 1, 2. So this is another option of calling your layer. So if you want to create another layer, you can click on this plus sign. So you can see at the tooltip, you can see that it is showing what it's showing, add layer at top. So if you click on that, your layer is being added at the top. So yes, you can see that layer 0 is being added with number 3, and it is being in the unlock position. And if you want to rename this layer, then you can do that also. Right click on that, and then rename on that. If you click on rename, then you can change that. If I change it with my and my layer, so hit enter. So now you can see that my layer is created as a new layer, and if you click on that, then you can toggle it to be locked. So you can lock this layer. So what does it mean that locking a layer or not locking a layer or unlocking with that? So let's see that. So if you work with, so let's see title background on background layer. So if you have locked some layer, so you can see that there's a locking sign. If you lock some layer, then the objects on that layer cannot be changed without unlocking that layer. For example, if I go to the title background, this object title background, if you go to this object title background and go to its properties, you can see in the properties pane, name, title background, plugin less, and if you go downwards, you can see layer, common layer, that is background. There are other layers also, but the background isn't selected. So let's zoom out and see in the background layer. If you go to your title background, you can select your other objects with the which are on game layer, as the game layer is being unlocked, but you can't change your title background. But if you unlock that background, then you can select title background also. So you can select that also, but if you unlock that, then you can't be able to change that. For example, yes, I'm not being able to change that, but I can change this as it is on the game layer. But if I unlock the game layer, I will not being able to change. For example, I'm not being able to change either players or these enemies or our own created my player. I can't being able to change this as well, because let's see the player is in the game. But if I put it onto the UI layer, as the UI layer is being unlocked, then I can change this as well, because it is in unlocked position. So now you can be able to learn, you now know better much about how uh, layers are being used in games. So let's delete that because it's of no use. So now if you see UI, let's unlock that. So, okay. So now you can see that let's see what does it mean, the background, game, and UI. So the background corresponds to your title background, that what is the background of your game, that how the backside of your game look like. Then your game contains all of your objects and players, enemies, all the obstacles are contained in the game. Then the UI contains the text. The text is being contained in the UI section. UI means the user interface, as the UI corresponds to how your text is being. Let's zoom it and see the UI section, that is this section. Yep. So arrows keys or WSD to move, mouse to aim and shoot. So this portion is called UI, because UI doesn't changes its position with the game, as it remains in the constant position, and the game, it is above all over the game and background, because it doesn't move. It remains in the constant position. Game moves, and the background is also in some of the games is also moving, but UI doesn't move, because it remains in the constant position, because when you see the scores, they are not moving, they are in upside in the constant position. So now you know what a UI, what game is, what background is, and you can add some more layers if you need. Okay, so let's stop this topic, and we will see some other new topics of Construct 2 in the next lesson.